opportunity to reflect on how lucky as women we are in today's world, and to have the opportunities that are now available to us. We have to reflect on how many women have had to stand strong to enable us to be in the place that we are today. And I think recognising the fact that we're on this journey and that a lot of people have previously contributed to the enablement of what is happening to women today is really, really important. And it's really important that we continue to inspire other women and men to continue to acknowledge what women can contribute, not just to society, but to the working world and the economy, and keep reminding ourselves that we must continue on this journey. Often people don't understand really what bias is and how it manifests itself. So from an employer perspective, it's really helpful, I think, to help your leaders understand exactly what we mean when we talk about bias, how to see it in others, how to understand it in themselves, and then how you manage it. Because I'm not sure you ever remove bias. I think it can often be inherent in all of us. But creating a culture where systems support the ability to remove bias is really important. And I said the education of people around what bias really is and how it manifests, so that they can start to question themselves and each other. And if leaders feel safe to challenge each other around their biases and question, that's the most effective way to start overcoming, given that it's highly unlikely we'll eradicate bias from individuals. I think globally the challenge is different for women across the world, and I think it's really important we acknowledge what we experience in the UK is very different to what women obviously experience in other countries, particularly the likes of the Middle East. And therefore it's an acknowledgement that the pace of change globally is different and will be different. We are very lucky in the UK that in the last 10 years, I think I've seen significant change, and I think it's very important to acknowledge that we have made big steps forward, and we have choices now as women in the UK that we never had before. So it's really important, as we talked about earlier, that women own this, and they continue to own it, not just for the women in their sphere of influence, but for those women across the globe. And most importantly, I think it's also acknowledging that the stereotypes around women and how women have grown up over many years will take time to change. And I only have to look at now what I see happening with the division of labour at home. It still seems to me that many women, albeit they work full time and carry and share the financial burden within a household, they are still carrying the burden of duties in terms of running the house, running the home, running the family. And that's what's going to make it very difficult for women to continue to flourish and grow. And if we could start to see balance coming in that arena, it would really make a difference. Absolutely our duty to ensure we share our stories, we share our experiences. The value that the women in the past have given us, as I talked about earlier, was because they stood up and they talked and they acknowledged. And if we continue to do that, we'll make sure that our women don't feel alone in the world. They don't feel different. They don't feel like imposters. And it's really important that we continue to do that. So we can mentor, we can tell stories, we can share, we can educate men. And that's probably the most important aspect, I think, to take away from today, is that educating men to understand the support they can give women to help them achieve their full potential is critical.